What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pop Culture Corner. My name's Ty, and again, this is the Pop Culture Update, where we update you on what's going on in the world of Hollywood, as crazy as it is. Guys, don't forget to like and share and subscribe. The comments for tonight are subscribers only. I'm gonna try out some stuff, we definitely need a couple more members. I want to try to reach that 20 mark. So if you can support the show, become a member, or send a super chat, or do both. Just remember that we do it for you. We do it for the culture. I love you guys so much. You know that. I also sent out a little prize box to one of our viewers and listeners, Donovan. So it's a Pop Culture Corner. It's an outfit. Basically, it has sweatpants and a T-shirt, and it has the Pop Culture logo all over it. And then right now we're still struggling to get H Bart's his microphone, which blows my mind. I don't know what's going on. I've contacted whatever it's FedEx multiple times. So I swear, buddy. I'm trying. Other than that, guys, let's get into today's show. We will be joined by Nightwing or Master Swag Entertainment momentarily. But for now, it's just me. And I want to kick off the show by doing a little bit of fan casting. Alan Ritchson, right? So we know him from Reacher. He's been playing Reacher in the new Amazon Prime show, and he is, dude, he's great. He was also in Titans as Hawk, and I just really, really, really love him. And I put a post up saying that I think he could be a great Hal Jordan or Green Lantern in the DCEU. And, of course, I was thinking about it a little bit more. I mean, dude, this guy is Hal Jordan. I mean, I couldn't be more spot on if you ask me. What do you guys think? Who would you fan cast as Hal Jordan in the DCEU? Please don't say Ryan Reynolds. Please don't say Ryan Reynolds. Anyone but Ryan Reynolds. And like I said, my pick is Alan Ritchson. I know he's been in a DC project that's technically canon in the multiverse, but that doesn't mean he couldn't play Green Lantern. I think he'd be fucking great. I really do. But also, shit, I almost forgot. We'll be hosting a panel at Springfield Comic-Con in July. I will be keeping you up to date on when tickets and what guests we'll be talking to when we host our panel. Welcome, Mr. Master Swag Entertainment.
Hello.
How you doing, boss?
How you doing, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Now that you're here, now I have someone to talk to.
Whoa. Do you know how many videos I told you I was gonna do before we did this?
I know, man. So how'd that go?
How many did I get done? Okay, so I got 4 done.
Word.
Yeah, I had to do that Nerdrotic video that someone sent me. He was like, "Hey, man, do you want to react to this?" I was like, "Sure."
So it's Nerdrotic.
It was his latest video talking about the MCU.
Yeah.
Some of the points I had agreed with, but some of them were like very, very disingenuous.
Did you see? Did you ever watch my video about him?
Combating hate. That was one I had to watch because I was watching them actually because they came up on my recommended feed after I subscribed.
Yeah,
I saw the one about. Oh my goodness, who was
I did 2 on him. I did 2 combating hates on him because he's that bad.
Really?
He's dude. He is the.
He's someone I'm not really familiar with. That was the first one I ever watched from him. Actually,
not
gonna lie.
Yeah, he's a pent up anti SJW. You know, like he's their de facto leader, if you will. Like, you know what I
So
mean?
my thing here is I don't like when people bring up really disingenuous arguments that most of the general fans don't like anyway. So a general MCU fan is going to go like, okay, I didn't like the whole Taskmaster change. People that don't even like the no comic book stuff at all go like, okay, I didn't like the character. So I think it's disingenuous to bring that up in a video and go at MCU woke narrative when the general audience that likes the MCU movies don't like those things anyway. So that's disingenuous to bring up because if people that don't really know what's going on, don't really like that stuff, then what's the real point, honestly, to bring it up?
And then all he does is he riles buttons. Like he pushes people's he knows he's not dumb. Like put it obviously his videos get like whatever amount of views, but he's the de facto leader of that what I call the fandom menace group, right? Like the geeks and gamers. Like Jeremy used to be like the leader, and it's kind of since passed to Nerdrotic, and Nerdrotic has a special brand of hatred, and he just pushes those buttons, and it's an echo chamber. That's all it is. It's an echo chamber. He repeats what Jeremy says. Jeremy repeats what he says. The Doomcock repeats what they say. You know, it's all an echo chamber, and they source themselves. Jarbo and I have gone through and found like we've dug trails through. And
holy shit!
Where what he's saying, he's sourcing from himself theoretically. It's the dude. Once you go down the hole, you never get out. Because it's amazing. It's amazing how many people have fallen for that.
So my thing here is there was something in this video he brought up about identity politics and all sort of stuff. So someone called me a shill in my last video because I said, and I quote this same here, people take stuff that happens in our real lives and apply them to movies when that probably isn't even what is being portrayed. So they're essentially like thinking of some boogeyman that doesn't even exist that they've already conjugated into their brains, and they're saying, okay, well, it's that. It's like I don't think about personal things when I'm watching a movie. I go like, okay, this is there for some reason, and I just disagree with it if it's there. I don't get why a lot of people do that though. Why do people take stuff in their personal life and apply it to something where we don't even know what was the intention of that thing? Like, still to this day, we don't even know certain intentions of like legendary movies and legendary scenes still talk about to this day. So I'm going to imply that politics and certain things are in certain movies. I'm not the kind of guy, you know, maybe there are, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just insane.
No, you're not. That's the thing is once you get down and you start listening to those people, you start thinking you're insane because you're like, how can someone think like this? It's crazy.
Well, it's only worse when the people that he's talking to don't like it either. So who are you talking to? So what are you actually saying at that point? Because you would agree that you don't like certain race swap things anyway, and that would probably be the most common things that I wouldn't like. So if we both don't like this and we're like really into this, I imagine other casuals could spot the same thing too. Then if you make a video saying other people don't like this on a grand scheme for a bigger audience, then what are you really saying it to? That doesn't make any sense. What do you actually think? What's the point of that? Because if I don't like it, you don't like it, other casuals don't like it. What's the deal?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Like the whole thing about what was the other racial swap that happened? My God. Or let's see, even some of the bigger one.
Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go down a list.
Even the one with the recent one a while ago with Steve Rogers transferring his mantle to Sam Wilson. People said, people said, I'm not gonna watch a Black Captain America movie.
And then
we watched Falcon Winter Soldier, and that changed your whole mind. You're like, damn, they could do it.
Hawkeye introduced
Hawkeye
a
female. Hawkeye wasn't even. People said Hawkeye was woke. How?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because, you know why they said it? Because in one episode, Hawkeye, there's it's subtly dropped that the police officer that is in the LARP group is gay, and she's actually and in the comic she ends up becoming a vigilante. So like and it didn't matter. It was a throwaway line, like a little throwaway line, and that's what I reacted to was Nerdrotic talking about Hawkeye.
He
took that
one scene out of entire 6 episodes of a season.
Bro, blink and you'd miss the line. it happened that quick,
Did
right?
you miss the part where Clint beat the shit out of Echo? Like, just completely, just basically one-shotted her. Basically,
Right.
like, people just but you don't highlight that. I don't know why people don't highlight those moments, though, because I actually did the stats in the video that I just did. So, we'll talk about past, present, future. So, everyone watching to understand this. So, I'm going to present this to you. Past, present, and future, okay? In the past, before we actually got our very first female-led MCU movie, we were literally 10 years in. That was Captain Marvel in 2019. So that's what, 19 years at that point? That's 19 years. Our first female-led movie in MCU in 19 years. In 2021, we get our second, which is Black Widow. Then in 2023, we are getting our third. Okay, when we get the Marvels, that'll be the 31st MCU movies. That's crazy to think, but we're gonna have 31 of those movies. So 31 minus 3 is what, 28, right? So that means that 97-ish% of movies are all still male dominated.
Of course.
From the past, present, and future. And someone's gonna have, do you count Ant-Man and the Wasp? No, because Ant-Man and the Wasp, that's kind of more of like a guy-girl team-up movie. That's not really a solo female-led. I'm talking specifically solo female-led. And if you look at the Disney Plus MCU shows, most of the female ones are dedicated to that platform because they realize people want to see males in the movies. That's not sexist. That's just by what we see. Agatha Harkness, She-Hulk, WandaVision, Echo, Miss Marvel.
Right.
They're all Disney Plus MCU shows. None of those are movies.
Right. And so my thing is and it's not even just about women or female versus male. It's for Disney Plus. I think that is going to be the start of where we're going to see the solo stuff. So they want their solo, unless it's a Captain America style solo, like the smaller characters that do solos, they want to be able to flesh them out more so that people gravitate and attach to them. Because other than that, Miss Marvel, people, could take it or leave it. But, once we get invested and we want to see her in the Marvels, that changes the game. So I think the solo stuff is going to go towards Disney Plus. And there's a theme in the Disney Plus shows right now, and it's emergence. Scarlet Witch emerged, right? Captain America emerged, right? Hawkeye, Kate Bishop emerged, right? And then Loki emerged. Loki found himself, but there was an emergence.
Well, we got Kang essentially,
and Kang emerged, right? And now Moon Knight. You see the trend?
Yeah.
Is anyone else? So there's a trend here of an
also
emergence.
The added bonus of you use these shows to market your movies, because if you throw out an MCU product before a movie, it gets the fans even more excited to go see the movie. So you use them as nice marketing tools, and you can build up characters that wouldn't really get solo movies anyway. Like no one would go watch a solo She-Hulk movie, but Marvel knows that. They know a movie like that wouldn't sell.
You know what the sad thing is on this day and age, I do think a She-Hulk movie could do well.
Yeah.
Just because Marvel's tags on it.
Yeah. And it's tied to the Hulk, and people are like, oh, it's Hulk. It's probably what's going to be a Mark Ruffalo.
and I can't wait, because I in reality with She-Hulk, the big draw, and Disney's not stupid, Marvel's not stupid. Of course, they're gonna bring Bruce Banner and Mark Ruffalo into this. First off,
and that's
the origin.
And by what you just pointed out, who is gonna draw more people in? A guy, a dude.
Of course.
She's not bringing these numbers herself. Marvel realizes, wait a minute, to really get these people in, I gotta bring the dudes in. I gotta bring the guys that people love. It's not the girls drawing these numbers.
Yeah, they're not dumb. They're bringing familiar faces like Jeremy Renner to introduce Hawkeye. Kate Bishop. They're bringing in Bruce Banner or Mark Ruffalo to introduce Tatiana Maslany's She-Hulk, right? Her Jennifer Walters. They know what they're doing. They're gonna put that Avenger there. And honestly, it's good to see those Avengers still popping around.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, I think a lot of people are saying Thor 4 is going to be the last time we see Thor. That's not true.
That's definitely not true. No.
It's definitely not true. But
Hemsworth was the only guy that wanted to keep playing after all the many years of the movies.
Exactly. And he's not, honestly, he's got Thor down. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he could play Thor for as long as needed because Thor is a character
Mhm.
who's a god and is around in the stories through and throughout, right?
Mhm.
There are times that he's died, but you know, it doesn't really stay dead. Put it that
I don't
way.
think any of these guys really stay dead.
Next up, really quickly before, all right, so we are going to talk about Grace Randolph.
That's my wife right there.
What?
That's my wife.
But it was weird.
Yeah, we're married, actually. I'm actually
So-
secretly her spy. I'm spying on you right now for her.
She's
I'm
blocked.
just kidding.
She's blocked me. So
What? Okay, what did you do? What could
I called her. I called her on her bullshit, and she blocked me.
What did you do? What did you say?
I can't even remember back then what it was, but she said something that was false. I said, "You're wrong and you're clickbaiting," and then she blocked me. And not only my Twitter, but I can't watch her YouTube videos. I cannot. If I sign
You
in
have to
as a
like
guest.
sign out and sign.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy.
which is-
After on my videos, I've said she's cute, she's hot, that she had a nice butt. She still said blocked me. So me saying those things literally doesn't give me
You
blocked.
think this is hot?
You know, man. Okay, I'll say this though. You know, how you go to a bar and you pick up the last chick remaining. That's Grace Randolph. That's the last chick you pick up at the
Oh
bar.
my god! Don't get us canceled.
I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
That was
No, like,
hilarious.
I think it's Grace Randolph because you asked me before. It's just constant flip flopping.
No,
Like,
don't get into it yet. Don't get into it yet.
Okay, yeah.
But that's what we're talking about. Because someone asked, why were you talking about Grace Randolph? Right here. One more thing. Why are we talking about Grace? It's because she's a grifter, and I want to let you know why and how the grift is happening, so that you understand that you're being grifted. But first up, really quick, we do have a little bit of. Jurassic World. All right, the director, Trevor O dropped this. So this is a map of the United States. But when Jurassic World starts, or during the movie, I don't know what. But so this is it. So this is what we've been waiting for, right? I have my notes. 1 second. I want to read what I wrote because it was pretty good. So the director shares the map of the United States overrun by dinosaurs. So this movie is literally Jurassic World, right? And it will obviously be the culmination of all 6 films. We got everyone who can return is returning. And I think this movie is going to be crazy. So, one thing about the Jurassic Park movies is like, what would happen if they got out into the world, like not just in the park? And this is the movie we're getting, and it's going to be a culmination of everything. And I don't know about you, but I'm so excited.
I have a fun fact. I've actually only seen parts of the first one at a friend's house, and I saw the second Jurassic World movie in theaters.
Jurassic. No, are you talking park or world?
World. I seen Jurassic World, and that movie was just straight up trash.
Oh, you didn't like it? Okay.
I did not like it. That was straight up garbage.
All right, word. No, I hear you.
I saw part of the first one at a friend's house, but before Jurassic World Dominion comes out, I usually do projects, so I'm gonna watch all of them anyway. So I'm gonna go through all of them. There were certain things in the second movie. I'm not even being a fan, just going like, what? They're gonna let a little girl decide to set the dinosaurs out because the little girl basically was like, well, they're just like me. They're all clones. Oh, she can't decide that. She's like 8. They're gonna let an 8-year-old decide to unleash dinosaurs on the world? You can't do that. It's ridiculous.
No, they definitely like. Here's the first Jurassic Park had that horror element, but the second, third, and then the new trilogy has definitely leaned more into like the family friendly. And I wish they would still have that horror element.
Do you like Chris Pratt in these movies?
I like Chris Pratt in anything.
Okay.
I think he is definitely leaning, because remember, this is like the second big job he got.
So that's what I want to ask. Because like,
third.
Do you find it weird that you see some MCU actors now outside of the MCU in other movies? Do you look at them like the same? You still see that Star-Lord. I still have that a lot. They call it something.
I forget what it is, but it's like Robert Downey Jr., for instance, right?
Oh,
I'm never not going to see like when he's in
essentially like
Oppenheimer.
typecasted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
typecasted. Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah.
I'm never gonna be able to, hopefully he does another Sherlock because I could
Mhm,
put him into Sherlock because I already remember him as Sherlock.
mhm.
But yeah, it's like there's those guys that you're like, damn man, I just can't see
Like
like Wolverine, Hugh
even
Jackman.
even from the trailer that I saw, it's just like, well, at this point now, we haven't been in this world for like what 4 years, something like that.
With
Got-
Jurassic.
Yeah, with Jurassic World, right?
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it
know how
was
long it's been since the second one.
2019.
Yeah, so you're factoring in there's dinosaurs roaming around the Earth, and most of the world isn't like in catastrophic danger. These things are giant, actually. Some of
Yeah,
them are very aggressive.
they did a couple shorts too. So
Mm,
they did a couple shorts that like kind of filled us in a little bit.
mhm.
So I recommend watching those as well.
Okay, okay.
Because there's one, it's Battle of Black Rock or
Yeah,
something.
they did it for Godzilla vs Kong too, because everyone was asking like, "Well, where's the monsters at from King of the Monsters?" Apparently, they're just in hibernation.
Right.
They just
So
hibernated.
yeah, they did something like that, and it was so good. All right, guys. Next up, we got something I don't. All right.
Ew.
Ezra Miller was arrested again. Arrested again in Hawaii. I mean, what are your thoughts, man?
Oh,
What-
I've been covering this ever since it started. Oh, good lord, that's a lot. Mental health problems. You got all these police reports. Now, someone did bring up this because one of the lovely ladies I have on my channel that came through on my latest podcast, or the Nightwing one, she brought up the fact that in the media generally, you are never going to hear the full story. And
Of course.
yes, that is always true, and I want to make sure that's known too. You're never going to hear the full story. Now, this is a pattern of behavior for him anyway. Like, he choked out a girl, though. People said it. I still don't agree to this day.
People say
no way.
people think they want to say it was a joke. It was not.
Even if it was, though, you still you don't joke around like that. That's basically assaulting someone.
Yes.
Yeah, like I there's so many different layers. The first layer I always say is people generally look up to these celebrities. So in their minds, they can't be this way because they're already on a pedestal anyway. So what I brought up in some shows that I was on, even this one I think last time too, maybe he's just a bad guy and we're just figuring this out. It happens to a lot of the stars. Happens a lot. Maybe he's just a bad person and we're just figuring this out. Or he really has mental health issues, and he might even have dissociative personality disorder. Because they said on the Flash production, he was having mental breakdowns, and people said, "Well, why didn't the Flash production people help him?" Because a lot of people are not equipped to deal with that. If he did that in front of us, if he broke down in front of us, will we know how to deal with that? No, it'd be ridiculous. I would know how to deal with that.
I would.
Okay, but you're probably what, 1 in 10 people maybe that wouldn't know how to deal with that. You know,
well, and it's. I think he has an issue. I think so. All right, guys. Everybody, at least that watches my show, knows that I am a recovering alcoholic addict. And typically, it's triggered. People start using drugs to escape reality, to escape the troubles of everyday life, right? And I think Ezra's doing that.
He's got a lot of it.
And I think something's wrong, or has been wrong for a long time. He's using drugs, and it's starting, like, life is starting. He's obviously making a lot more money. He's got a lot more to throw around, and then he needs help. Like, he needs help. He needs to go to a facility. Like, Will Smith slapped someone, and he checked himself into therapy. Like, Ezra, you need to go somewhere. And then I did leave a little thing in the comments and asking the question, should he be reprimanded by WBD? The answer, I think, is yes. I think they can't let this slide. I mean, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial still going on to today. More evidence came out. And Johnny Depp testified today. And like, we see these stars go. They're not all good people, like he said. You just said, and for some,
this is the thing.
we don't know exactly. We don't know.
On his Instagram page, people said that he called it the KKK.
The
I saw that
KKK,
video.
he did.
I saw that video.
watched it. Yeah,
and I was like, no one's gonna fault him for that. They're bad people. But then what? He just took a shoe and stuck it in his mouth. Guys, I kid you not, because he deleted it, because you literally can't do this on social media, because Trump got banned for this too, and you rightfully so he did, because you cannot go on a social media post and incite violence the way he did. Now, there's a certain way you can do it to where you don't get banned, but the way he did it was, let's just send death squad.
That's the way you get
house.
banned. Yeah,
you can't do that.
It's an active threat.
Yeah, you cannot do that. Even most people are in agreement with him. KKK is bad, yes, but you cannot just go, let's just send death squads and just murder people. Nope,
because
can't do that.
then we're
no.
Right? We'll quote Iron Man, because then we're no better than the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll say this too. He gets it a lot from quote unquote anti-Snyder people, anti-LGBTQ people, anti-X thing. I get it. He gets hate from a lot of different places. And this is what I brought up to a lot of people. If he can't handle it, he just maybe have to step back. A lot of people do this. Traditional sports, acting, they always do it. They step back and they go, okay, I can't handle this right now. I'm gonna just take a break.
Well,
Daisy Ridley just came back to social media. Daisy Ridley just came back.
Look at Ben Affleck.
He stepped away for a bit.
Clearly went through some shit.
Lot of stuff.
A lot of shit. Came back, and look at him now. Better than ever, right? Or on the face of it, we don't really know. But for all in all, like Ezra, you need. Honestly, I love your portrayal as Barry Allen, but your job is, you're now in jeopardy. Like, and that's, as fans, we do have a problem with being more concerned that
with the product than the actor.
Right. Our movies are going to be affected than the well-being of the actor. So, like, we need to stop focusing on whether the Flash is going to be recasted and focus more on, how about we leave the guy alone while he gets help?
Yeah.
And I know covering of the story is kind of counter, like, I'm hypocritical.
It's weird.
Hypocritical. But I'm trying to bring light to it, because like,
then again, you also have to kind of punish the guy, because he can't just assault people.
Yeah.
Because this is weird. Because if anyone who watches the Flash TV show still, you guys know what I'm talking about. The guy who played Elongated Man, Tom Sawyer.
Ralph Dibny.
Ralph Dibny, Tom Sawyer, right?
Yeah.
He made those tweets a long time ago.
Dog, he was out, right?
He was out. And
they fired him, right?
He tweeted what? Remember, violence against women or something like that. But Ezra Miller actively now in multiple situations cause actual violence towards women. He was talking about hypothetical violence from his tweet a long time ago. Like nothing, he actually did nothing. It was just a tweet that he said in his opinion, which he knew was wrong. Then you also have this guy actively hurting women, intentional or not, mental health issues. He's still doing it. He's still doing it. So I don't get Warner Brothers. So they're going to fire a guy over not hurting women with a tweet about violence to women that he didn't cause any problems to them, or they'll actually keep the guy on that is actively harming women. What? Right. That doesn't make any sense. That makes actually no logical sense. Fake violence that never happened to this guy, and he never did anything wrong, to the person who's actually causing violence against women. What? This is the thing. He might know something about certain Warner Bros. Executives. He might have information we don't know, because that's ridiculous. If he doesn't get punished after all the things he's done, then where's the standard at? Where's the line? Because there have been people that have done worse, but they've been punished for it. But there's always been a thing in Hollywood: selective punishment. There's always been a thing. Selective punishment's always been a thing. Will Smith just got punished for what he did, and he should have. But this guy does things and he doesn't get punished for it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it is very one-sided, and like, if it was a drunk driving case, we would have never heard about it, right? Like, if it was a drunk driving thing, we would have.
Probably
it would have blown over overnight.
I want to ask you this, because you actually like his portrayal of the Flash.
I do.
So, would he get away with as much as he would from certain Snyder fans if he wasn't the Flash? If you take away his mantle of the Flash, and you take away the veil that he has, because he has the veil of a superhero over him, would he get away with all of this stuff?
No. The answer is no.
Because that's the thing, is people are looking at it from just the point of view of him being a superhero, which I think is very
Yeah,
unfair.
and handpicked by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Therefore, he can do no wrong in their eyes,
Yeah.
right? So, and that's a problem. That's definitely part of the problem. Is they're not willing to, but then again, there are Snyder fans that are boycotting the Flash. So, you know what I mean? It's a circus no matter where you look. But I guess the moral of this story, I'll read a little bit about it. So Ezra Miller was arrested on suspicion of assault early on Tuesday. The second time the actor known for playing the Flash in Justice League, and I know so we didn't talk about this the other night, but I totally missed it. He's known for playing the Flash in Justice League films, and he's been arrested in Hawaii in recent weeks. Miller became irate after being asked to leave a get-together at a Big Island home and threw a chair, hitting a woman in the forehead. And this only comes after, a week and a half of him being arrested after an incident in a karaoke bar. So he has been... he pled no contest to disorderly conduct and was ordered to pay a $500 fine and stay away from the village in Hilo, Hawaii. But he was also charged with harassment after police said that the actor grabbed a mic from a singing woman in lunch, and that's the part about.
Also, he did something even more worse. Because remember, people don't even bring up people on Twitter. This guy went into someone's room and threatened to murder them. Stole their social security card, which you literally cannot do. That is a huge felony.
I brought this up in a different stream. I was like, I'm pretty sure he broke into someone's house too, and they were like, no, he didn't. And I was like, I'm
or the people that he was living with, he went into their room and threatened to kill them.
Saying.
And he stole their social. People don't know. You cannot steal someone's social security card. You literally cannot do that. I don't know what the deal is in Hawaii, but I imagine it's the same thing. That's a felony. You could go to jail for that forever.
Identity. You could hit him just on principle with identity theft, right? Just on if you couldn't find anything else to arrest him for, it'd be identity theft.
Which is pretty bad from what I hear.
Security. But so as part of a plea deal, prosecutors did drop the harassment charge along with an unrelated traffic charge. Wink, wink. Drunk driving. Miller. Probably not. I don't know. I'm making an assumption. By the way, Ezra is my age. He's 29. And I was lucky enough to be able to figure out I had issues younger. And he's probably just figuring it out now. So I wish him the best, honestly, as I do with everybody. But what are your final thoughts on Ezra? And should he continue to be the Flash, or is it too late?
His career is essentially already over. I know people don't want to believe that, but he's essentially canceled without it really being officially kind of said. Because why would he get work anymore? There's no reason he should be getting work after what he's done. There's no reason why. There's no reason for that to be a thing. If he gets work, I'll say this right now. If he gets work after the Flash movie comes out next year, I will come on this stream and I will lick the bottom of my shoe one time upwards. I'll lick this shoe right here. I'll just lick it one time up here. If he gets work, that means Hollywood is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, Louis C.K. just won an Emmy after jerking off in front of women comedians.
Hollywood is horrible.
Hollywood's already been horrible.
And he's part of the LGBTQ type community and crowd, so maybe I just screwed myself with that bet. But there's no way Warner Bros. Does anything with him anymore. I just don't. If they do, oh my goodness, that means they have no standards anymore.
It would be conditional. So and so if anything, it would be like, listen, we're not going to fire you, but we are going to. Your employment is conditional on passing a weekly drug test, staying unarrested, and generally not being seen anywhere.
They did it with Johnny Depp and Fantastical Beasts.
Yeah,
they got rid of him very quick.
Yeah. So d- the Flash is a character they could swap out because of the multiverse and just the nature of it. It's just the Flash movie. Like the Flash movie, I feel is if by the way, remember all the trouble the Flash movie had getting into production?
That
Now
movie
it's
was announced
done.
when I was that movie when it was announced like a long time ago when I was a kid. I was probably like, dang, maybe in like 5th or 6th grade when they announced it,
Yeah,
and then come
it's done.
2014,
It's
yeah,
done now. And now this happens. I'm convinced a Flash movie can't be made.
it just it doesn't exist at this
It can't
point.
be done. It's cursed.
It's just it doesn't exist.
It will never happen ever again.
It just doesn't
Um,
exist. It's
it,
cursed.
this movie went through.
Factor this in.
This
When they
movie
announced
went
that
through
movie,
9 directors,
mhm,
14 scripts, and multiple
script
lead.
rewrites.
Yeah. So and we finally got something together. It's literally filmed and edited, and now this happens. So
The other thing is when the Flash TV show was announced to come out that year with season 1. That's when the Flash movie was going to get more further into production because of the whole slate that got revealed from that Comic-Con that one year. That's when the Flash was on season 1. The Flash TV show is going to be on season 9 coming into next year.
yeah,
The Flash will have
ain't that
9
crazy?
seasons. 9 seasons before we've had the Flash movie. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is
Grant
outrageous.
Gustin is almost done with his career as a Flash, and Ezra
He's
Miller
almost
started
been
his.
10 years. He's almost been the Flash for
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah,
Because he did show up earlier in Arrow, the
Yeah.
season before that. So he's been Flash for 10 years, and he is going to show up in the Flash. By
if
the
he
way,
doesn't get a cameo, I'm gonna be so mad.
No,
That's
he
just
is.
super disrespect. If they didn't give him something, that's so much disrespect right there.
I have a little scoop for you.
Okay,
He is.
he's
in
there.
It.
Okay,
He's 100% in it.
is it like a long cameo or just one of those shot angle kind of things?
Similar to what they did with the show. It's gonna be a
Okay,
moment and move on.
okay.
So we are. Can you talk for a second? I just gotta grab a water. I'm so
Oh,
dehydrated.
yeah, no problem, man. No
Talk for
problem.
a sec.
No
What's
problem.
going on in like you got anything going on?
Oh, tell them right now. Let's see who's in the comment section here tonight. Hi, Adam Silvestri. How you doing, man? Billy Roberts says he's done. You know, my thing here is there's a lot of different layers when it comes to these celebrity issues. A ton of issues. Because, you know, there's pressure to perform. There's always pressure on getting new jobs. If you do bad, you're not going to get a new job. There's just a lot of things that go into these type of things. Just earlier today, you know, I had figured out or watched that Black Adam and other movies got delayed because the visual effects department is basically kind of backed up right now when they can't get them in for reshoots because the studios in their budgets have mandatory reshoots. So that's also been a thing, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know what's been going on with a lot of this with Ezra Miller. And then you have people that get mad when movie delays happen. But this is always tell people, we really shouldn't know everything that goes on, you know? Like, I think being too much in the know also kind of damages your eyes on watching a movie too.
Yeah.
I've had that before.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, like even with No Way Home, they hit the No Way Home hit the one surprise, which was when they killed off Aunt May. That was the one thing they hit, and that actually hit. When I was like, oh shit, that she killed that man. Holy fuck, holy shit, DCE was cursed. That's why they should just kind of just start over. But then again, like this thing, like people on Twitter, they were like, well, overhaul doesn't mean reboot. At most, that automatically signifies to me none of these people have ever actually had a job. They've never actually had a job. People do overhauls. Mostly everything you've just been through is just non-existent. They might keep certain things because my job, we just went through that. We had new owners come in. They pretty much changed everything except for like essential core aspects of what we already knew. Mostly everything has been overhauled.
Right. POS, everything.
The reason why they didn't say reboot is because they know what happens if you say reboot. People get very angry.
Very quickly.
If people overreact very bad, and especially with DC fans. I know that for years. Say any bad terminology in anything, complete overreaction.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking too much. Sorry.
No, you're not. DC Films, Warner Brothers Discovery, and a lot of promises. Is the DC brand cursed? As of right now, I'm gonna have to say yes. It seems that I hate to say this, but once they released the Snyder Cut, they gave hope to the fans of Zack Snyder returning. It was obviously cool to see that movie finished and done the way it was supposed to be, but it also riled up a group of people. And now nothing's good enough for them, and they're never going to like anything except Zack Snyder's movie, DC. And that's going to be a problem for DC for a long time. Because they brought Zack Snyder in to build a foundation, right? He was there to build, and that was always the case. That's why they brought him in. Chris Nolan recommended him, right?
Pretty much got him the job, actually.
Yeah, literally. By the way, Chris Nolan was the first Snyder cultist, if you will.
He was already drinking the Snyder Kool-Aid.
Yeah, he was drinking the Kool-Aid years before everyone else.
It's really crazy how I haven't watched I've barely seen Watchmen. I have to watch 300. I'm watching 300 very, very soon for the first time. Zack Snyder's previous DC movies, 300 is kind of based off a graphic novel, right? By Frank Miller, right? Watchmen is actually which is just DC characters. Those movies are generally pretty light. His other ones, you talk to any random person, that's either the most loved thing or probably one of the worst things they've ever seen.
Yeah, because of the theatrical BVS was so the tone was so off. Everything was ridiculous. They they took out scenes that needed to be there.
My thing with
the whole desert thing.
Oh yeah,
with Superman is crucial to the plot. Like literally crucial to the plot. The rest of the film depends on it.
Yeah.
And they took it out. Like, well, what are you doing as a studio? And then David Ayer, don't even give me David Ayer's Suicide Squad got the Edward Scissorhand treatment. Is
that even a movie?
That's not a movie. That was one long trailer with Will Smith being introduced 3 times.
One of the worst things they could do in a movie is randomly in the movie because that movie's already really, really bad. They introduce a random character just out of nowhere, just Katana. She's just, hey, I'm here. It's like
she jumps on the plane.
He's like, hey, I'm here. You're going on what? Dude, I saw this movie years ago, opening Thursday night with a friend of mine. She came in that scene. We did this,
and I love it. Oh, she's with me. What? Who is she? The general audiences are like, what the fuck?
I literally looked at my friend like this, and we're like this. We're like, this fucking. He pointed at this. He was like, this fucking bullshit. Holy fucking shit. Holy crap.
Thank you for subscribing. Oh my Diaz. You should have already been subscribed, Eddie, you asshole.
Oh my goodness. I hate Eddie.
It's a new account. No, people always are you being serious?
About what?
Eddie?
No, I'm kidding. I like Eddie.
No. Some people really don't. Some people hate Eddie, and they give Eddie so much trash on.
No. I watch his videos time to time.
People are ruthless to that guy.
Really? Why?
And it makes me sick. I don't know.
When you have a difference of opinion, it happens. Yeah. That's just all it is.
They call him everything.
But Eddie just recently reached 1,000 subscribers milestone for his channel. Congrats, dude. Congrats, man. You definitely deserved it. Congrats. So it's a DC brand curse. Oh, it's because the thing here, dude, is DC doesn't do themselves any favor with how they it's not really DC, it's Warner Brothers. How Warner Brothers treats the fans, how they kind of like half-ass projects, half do them, fully do ones, give hints for other series, don't do them, movie trilogies that start off pretty cool, then they kind of don't hit.
Yeah.
Promises, certain person says one thing, then you come to another guy, they're saying something completely different. Now, actually, I was glad they got kind of, because people say they got bought. That's not true. They merged. It's more of a merger, but to be fair, Discovery has majority of the say for what they do now. So with David Zaslav, I like how he's going to potentially, by what he's been saying, everyone's going to be under one vision, because with the company and how you build a successful companies, everyone's under the same vision. One person thinks of something and they get everyone on board with that vision. Before with Warner Brothers, it was literally, okay, Kevin Tsujihara, idea, Jeff Johns, idea, Bruce Timm, all these different people clashing ideas. No one's on the same page. So you're getting a whole bunch of just randomness in terms of movie announcements, someone announcing a movie that they probably don't even know is in production, a bunch of just off shit. I was just glad I was really glad they got taken over or merged with another one company, right? Because that's ridiculous.
Right.
And I think the future is bright now moving past this.
I thought that, listen, for me personally, the Suicide Squad, dude, it was decent. It was a movie. It was a slap in the face to David Ayer for sure. I definitely don't think the Suicide Squad should have been made the way after what they did to David, like to do it that quick kind of was really like, that was sketchy to me. But as far as like Shazam, I had a good time during. Birds of Prey,
love Shazam.
Take it or leave it. I got through it, and it was, it was.
I didn't want to get through it.
But whatever. And then the Suicide Squad. Wonder Woman
84.
Wonder Woman 84, terrible. But some people liked it. There's been a shift in momentum. And more movies of the DC brand are being liked. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Would you consider stuff before
Joker, the Batman.
Would you consider like a shift being somewhere near like, not just if you like Snyder's movies or like something like that? It would be like a Wonder Woman. Would be like a movie from that would be like their first liked movie from critics and audiences. After that, you had Justice League, the best movie ever created. Okay, that's definitely
God.
After that, Aquaman, people like that.
Yes, Aquaman. I'm sorry, Aquaman. Friggin' made $1 billion.
We have to do that video. I got to do that video. Biggest superhero underdog story ever is Aquaman making $1 billion. He beat everything. Put a factor in Superman solo, Batman and Superman team up Trinity movie. Suicide Squad is well more known than fucking Aquaman, and a lot more popular characters like Deadshot, Harley Quinn. He beat that group. He also beat a Wonder Woman solo movie. Then he also beat a Justice League movie for the first time.
He was also the biggest joke
of the DC characters, yeah, outside of like Wonder Twins. So if that's not one of the biggest superhero underdog stories ever, I don't know what is, other than maybe like Guardians of the Galaxy.
That is a good. Well,
that's not as big as Aquaman because
no, because no one knew who the Guardians were.
There was just actually this unknown.
If they tell you they did, they're lying. Unless they're hardcore Marvel comic fans, they do exist. Tree. Answering the poll question, and that was the one about if Ezra should be reprimanded. Maybe find out what the problem is first. Help him before kicking him to the curb. Sri, you're a beacon of hope and a light of, you light up the darkness. Also, hello. Answering the header, yes, the DC brand is cursed. It's called WB.
Billy also said, could Zaslav be just saying what people want us to hear? I've always said that. Don't trust PR. You need to look at actions.
I was going to bring that one up too. Zaslav could have been doing the presidential campaign thing. We want to mend bridges, this and that. So saying, like, reading from cards, right? Like, yeah. Because they know what trends on social media. Everyone does.
Like, he can't come out and say, I hate Snyder fans. Literally can't say that.
Right.
Not possible.
I'm not sure who this is.
Arkham. It's Arkham.
Okay. So
MFK knows me.
I don't know you.
Yes, you do. What the fuck?
I'm going to make 20 videos about you after this. I'm
Okay.
taking the Nerdrotic route. 20 videos specifically about both of you.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
40 videos, man. Get it going.
Ugh.
But if if I really do think that with the momentum change, and I think that people are starting, and you know what, if it takes a little comedy to get the DC brand to where it needs to be,
They have
like,
been on the upswing.
yeah,
They have
that's
been
what I'm
recently.
saying.
People like a lot of their underrated characters have been having more success than their main ones. Stargirls,
TV
people love
shows,
that.
TV shows.
Stargirl,
But
Superman and
someone
Lois.
mentioned, someone mentioned that Green Lantern TV show. You know, the one that we've been hearing about for
The
a
last
really,
news that we got was just Alan Scott was going to be in it.
yeah.
That's last news we heard of it. It doesn't
Yeah.
exist. The show
It's
doesn't
not
exist.
it. They haven't scouted locations. They
I know
haven't.
that actor. I think the actor said update a few days ago that they're working on the script. It's just that they haven't finished the script yet.
Right. And that's the show that I'm the most anticipating. And you know what Stargirl kind of pissed me off about is they did bring in a somewhat Green Lantern, you know, because Jeff Johns is
Yeah.
behind that show, and Jeff Johns is Jeff Johns is the most famous Green Lantern writer. Let's face it.
Yeah,
There's no getting around that.
That's also his baby character because of the whole thing with his sister. So he's gonna have every bit of control over that show, no matter what.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like.
And he's a piece of shit, right? Like he's a piece of shit. But Stargirl's not bad. They did include Green Lantern's daughter, but I didn't think they utilized her as well as I thought they were going to, because when they introduced her, like her first appearance in the show, dude, it was a sick little fight between her and her and Stargirl, and I was like, damn, I can't wait to see more of that. And then, you know, the season was good, but I didn't think they utilized that.
No, that's why I had certain issues with season 2. Some things just fell flat for me.
Yeah.
You also had Doom Patrol.
There was a lot
people
going
like
on.
That. Doom Patrol, people like that. People loved Peacemaker. That was really beloved. People love that. Even the recent movies, the Batman's loved, the Suicide Squad, even Zack Snyder's Justice League is very loved. They've been on the up and up.
That's
recently.
what I'm saying. The DC brand is on the upswing.
Yeah, it's like the brand is fine. I think it's also like, I don't know. It's also some people where they try to diminish other like kind of movies. Like you could like the Snyderverse. You could like what the new Slate is doing. You could like whatever they're doing. But I know some people try to diminish people that like that. That's the problem. Is like you have two sides for some reason.
I have my Zack Snyder's Justice League, you know, decal that was made by ACS, for me. Thank you, ACS. But I also have the Dark Knight Batman, or I loved Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah.
Like you don't. I think we said it the other night. There's no difference in being a Zack Snyder's DC fan and a DC fan. They're the same thing.
Basically.
They're the same thing. It's just we are making it something different.
People come up with that terminology.
Did that.
Yeah, I just consider myself a DC fan. But I'll say, if someone asks me what I prefer and like, you know, I'll just say that, you know, and I'm not someone who will just lie, because I know a lot of people do that with like fandoms like that. They'll pretend to like something they don't like just to try to come off like they're not trying to like step on any toes. I'm just gonna be very upfront with what I don't like, and if we can find common ground in some things, sure. If not, then it's okay, you know.
Yeah, it's
fine. I'm not gonna like. I know you like the Snyder movies. You know that I don't like them.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
Which is why I like you. But bro, it's not why I like you. But I like you. I like you because I can disagree with you and actually have a conversation about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and go like, man, you know, you like Snyder's movies.
By the way, I do want to know before the night ends what you thought of the Northman, because
I watched
it. It looks fire.
That movie is so good.
Oh,
It's a little long. I mean, if people watch the
Of
Batman,
course.
they can take a long movie.
No. I love slow burn. Slow burn. So
It was actually good. Now the trailers, I'll say this because I don't want to spoil anything. The trailers don't really sell what the movie really is, and that's actually a good thing.
Is it more mystical? Because I feel like I saw a mystical.
There's
element.
that. It's mystical elements are in the movie, but the trailers promote a blood-soaked vengeance movie, which kind of is, but it turns into something that you've probably seen before, but it's not bad. It's actually really good in the way they actually do it.
Okay,
but it is something you have seen before, but
like
it's
the
definitely
Revenant
really
style.
interesting. What's that movie? Braveheart, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Braveheart. Yeah. All right. Word. Well, that's good to know because the movie. Yeah, like Adam says, that movie looks fire. Aquaman.
I have to give it a watch.
Aquaman was a hit because of the Asian market, and the woman loved Jason Momoa's body. Yeah. The Asian and the Asian population and I think the biggest population is the Hispanic population for moviegoers. And that's a fact. Like
some of these worldwide countries are big impact on the market. Brazil,
the
Mexico.
Brazil Comic-Con is unreal, bro. It's unreal.
Because people only look at movie lens through like domestic, like us. No, there's plenty of countries that love movies that are big communities for it, like the Spanish community, Brazilian community.
Yeah.
The Asian community has been getting screwed over our movies only because like their people aren't allowing our movies in, which sucks for them. They have to kind of like bootleg them, but our movies do very well over there, depending on which ones they are. Like Transformers did well over there. We didn't support Transformers that much. That was them. They love them, those movies.
Yeah, Aquaman was good. Like I really liked it.
I thought Aquaman was very entertaining, and I thought as a solo Aquaman movie, pretty damn good.
Ocean Master was one of the best DCU villains. That guy was awesome. Even
I can't wait to see him again.
Show.
He was a very good villain, but I won't say the best. I would say Zod the best.
Oh, Zod, yeah, of course, Zod.
Oh, I forgot he was there too.
Yeah, Zod's been the best.
He's actually the best one. Zod, Ocean Master. It'd probably be those two, right? Ocean Master and Zod.
Well, Darkseid, if we actually got the Darkseid villain.
Yeah.
Unless you count Steppenwolf from Snyder's Cut, right?
Yeah, Steppenwolf would. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Damn, no.
I don't know. It's hard because I wouldn't count. Pedro Pascal 84. No, he was like the best villain ever. No,
the worst villain of all time.
Zod and Ocean Master. Those are like. I guess. Too.
All right, guys. Anyone in the comments? What are your top?
We're missing
3
someone. Did you like? No. What's his name in Wonder Woman's first movie? Oh my god.
Ares.
Ares.
Yeah. Nah, he stunk.
And then there was the Shazam villain. But I never remember his name.
Freak. Doctor something.
Doctor. Yeah. But
I liked him. I think
he was really good, actually.
Yeah, I actually liked him.
The performance was done very, very well. Very, very well.
I love that movie. I forgot the freaking villain's name. What was his name?
Dr. Savannah.
Savant. Savannah.
It was good.
Is it Savant?
Yeah, it's pronounced Savannah. Like it's like.
Oh, okay, Savannah. Yeah, she got it.
He was good. I liked him. Other than like those,
dude, when he when he throws the guy out the window, it's like, what the?
Walked in, took a guy and threw him out the window.
Yeah, I was like, we mean business. At that moment, I love that movie. That scene up in the office, amazing.
Like I love what's it called, Shazam? Like it really does like what the character is, the Shazam character with the Shazam. Like we all saw the movie. Like at the end, like the Shazam family introduced and everything like that. I really liked it. I just don't understand why some people don't like it because it is the Shazam character in the comics.
Like to me, that's my favorite DCEU movie. That's the best one to me in terms of storytelling, the narratives. That's why I was happy the sequel got bumped up to this year after my birthday of that week. But it's hard. Like the first movie actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, sequels have this thing where they're not as good as the originals, and that's the thing. Like the moment he took that guy, he threw him out the window. Like, this is my movie right here. This is mine. This is good. That's where it's getting good at. Like all the lessons he had to learn. The moment he saw his mother and he knew his mother didn't give a shit about him, and he went out and he went to go save his family, his real family. Oh my, that movie's so underrated, and it got called a Marvel movie. I'm like, this is nothing like any MCU movie. You crazy.
I feel like I don't know, like I don't think every DC movie has to be dark. Like
no. Who just said it?
Arkham?
Me.
No, they didn't like it because it wasn't made by Snyder. That's the simple reasoning.
I just don't understand it. Like
Snyder and calling a Marvel film because they make jokes. That's ridiculous. That's such a surface level analysis. That's how you know you don't take those people seriously. You literally don't take those people seriously. If they say, "Oh, it felt like a Marvel movie," I automatically don't listen to your movie opinions because I know you're talking out of your ass.
Yeah, like you can like Snyder's work, but like you don't have. But it's unfair to say it's like everything has to be like Snyder. Like not in DC Comics as lore. Like each character is different. Like Green Lantern, Green Arrow, you have all different characters within the lore, but they're not all going to be the same in dark.
Exactly. Each character brings its own element, right?
Yeah.
For instance, with the new Batman movie, they chose to do a really dark Riddler. However, the tone of that movie could have been so much different, right? They could have went with the lighthearted comedian that like is twisted, right? They could have. The Riddler is one of those characters where the tone you choose, the tone they chose was like the serial killer, like Zodiac sign, but like then there's the Jim Carrey version, right? So it really does all depend on portrayal, and there are going to be villains that are going to be portrayed as a little bit more lighthearted,
and that's what I like. I like variations in villains. I don't get how people just want the same thing in every movie because people realize that's gonna make you go insane. It's the same people that say.
And you know what I really liked, how with Aquaman especially, is that they didn't. So they Orm was the bad guy right away, right?
Yeah.
And then Black Manta, who Aquaman's real like nemesis, right? Real like the that's the one I was wanting to see, right? I thought the way they were going to do it was that Orm was going to be the villain in the first one, right? Like the throwaway villain, and then he would never be seen again. But they're building an arc with Black Manta, and they're making it like personal, right? So that we understand as an audience why he's pissed.
He killed his father.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it's a weird dynamic too between them. That's because people think Aquaman's bad. I'm like, well, there's certain dynamics there that people just don't. That's how you can tell people don't pay attention, because the first part of the movie, if he doesn't save those guys, Black Manta and his dad are going to kill those guys. But Black Manta goes, well, why don't you save my dad? But then I go as the audience member, your dad doesn't deserve to be saved. You were going to kill those people if he doesn't come.
Yeah, so he didn't like technically kill him, but he didn't save him either. He didn't save him because he basically said you killed tons and thousands of people.
You killed yourself.
Yeah, basically you killed yourself because they're basically murderers.
So I go as an audience member, he doesn't have to save your dad. You guys are in a different world, all those guys just die. Every single one of them just die. So then, like, you have people that say this doesn't feel like a Batman movie. So I asked, then what feels like a Batman movie to you?
Yeah, like
I don't. Yeah, there was people on Twitter that brought up, oh, the Batman doesn't feel like a Batman movie. And you ask them why. He wears the suit. He has a butler. He fights crime.
He's super dark.
It was way more of a Batman movie than The Dark Knight, and I'll go up on anyone on that because
I agree. Like
The Dark Knight was a spy Like it was like
Spy thriller.
it was like a agent. It was like 007, right? Rather than Batman.
Yeah, like Batman, like didn't like when I watched The Dark Knight and stuff like that. Batman wasn't really the focus. He wasn't. He was in the movie, but you saw the main focus of the Joker. It felt like
yes.
like say if you take Batman out of it, it would just be a Joker movie.
Yeah, Batman Begins is Batman Begins is underrated. I will give it that. Batman Begins is
It's a good
it's a good origin story.
Yeah, it's a good origin story. If it reminds me of like Earth One, not Earth One, Year One of Batman. Like
yeah.
Just a little sped up. That's the thing. The Batman Begins and the Batman are like two sides of the same coin. Batman Begins is literally just Batman's first year just sped up, where the Batman is taking time to kind of marinate you with the character in just year two. And I don't get why people don't like the different styles, because I don't want the same thing I just saw in Nolan's movies, and I sure don't want what I saw in Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I don't want that. But I like that it's different, because it gives me a different feel of what someone else could do. I don't want the same thing, because if I want the same thing, I could just go watch that movie again, which I would be doing right now.
Like, I don't want the same thing with DC. Like, you can have variation. You could have I watch like what they're doing with I'm excited for the new Aquaman, Shazam. I'm intrigued with the Blue Beetle, because I know the character. I saw him in Young Justice and stuff like that, so I'm intrigued. I like this variation with DC, because I don't want, like, you have all these other characters, but you also have variation of tone and everything like that.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the solo stuff DC has done has been doing the best. The stuff that does not try hard to connect to the larger universe does best. Yeah. The Joker, Aquaman theoretically didn't really try to. It did, but it didn't. Like, it was its own story, completely separate. To the only real thing is in the beginning. Like, it takes place right after the events of Justice League.
Yeah,
right?
if it's like its own contained story,
right?
It could be in the
Shazam.
DCU.
Yeah, Shazam, the Joker, the Batman, all the stuff that's been solo, like not, like I said, in the things that aren't trying super hard to connect to the larger universe, have done critically well.
Yeah, critically well. Like,
so I think they need to build more of a foundation. I think I still think that Zack Snyder, I think that what he was doing was going to work, but they should have also had contingencies if it didn't, because what he was trying was very unique. And if it fell through, look at the situation we're now in, right? He went with Batman v Superman right after Man of Steel, when I would have done a Batman solo.
Yeah, like I like the Snyderverse, but like I do have a few critiques with what I wanted him to do, because like I don't know what he was gonna do or anything like that, but I would have preferred, after Man of Steel, you could introduce in Ben Affleck solo movie, then like lead up into BVS, because like my problem is
that should have been World's Finest.
Yeah, World's Finest.
That's exactly, they should have done Superman, then Batman, right? Mm-hmm. And then maybe Wonder Woman, and then
would have slid it in perfectly in that part.
And then done the BVS style movie, right? And then the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
the real
the audience had, because I'm not saying the MCU is the best thing ever. I like the DC movies, but the MCU, they did what they did good with what their characters is setting them up. And at that point in time, we had just gone over Christian Bale. So if you just throw in a Batman just in a movie like that, well, why should I like this Batman though? And like, that's the thing, is why should I care for a Batman that's already 50 years done with his career and he's essentially killing his villain? So why do I care for him? Like, a movie probably would have better put that into perspective about why I should care about his character. But just getting him randomly, I was like, nope, not doing this. And it's also weird how he kills his villains, but he doesn't kill the Joker, which is revealed in the Suicide Squad, which is around a time period where he was potentially maybe murdering people. It's like, well, if he kills his villains, why does he kill Joker? That's like ridiculous.
I don't think he could because of what the Joker did. There's something cynical to it, and
I feel like you would probably know more about his Batman if his Batman movie came out.
Yeah, exactly, and we would have explored more. And I think, and the sad part is we would have eventually got to the Batman that we got it at the end of Justice League. That Batman, that's the Batman that was patrolling Gotham for 15 years before what happened to Dick happened, so to be fair, we didn't know the whole story, and I know that's like a get out of jail free card for most of the Snyder fans.
Always the shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Exactly. Listen, as of right now, there are no plans for Zack Snyder to come back to DC. We need to either there's a list of things. So there's 3 things that we need to do as fans, if we are fans. I know, you're not. If we are fans, number 1 is keep hope, right? Keep your hope. Tweet about it. Do what you want. Number 2, don't be toxic if someone else likes the new DC stuff. And number 3, I had that third.
Don't be clickbaity and tell lies.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yes. You're on the right track. Do not create false narratives to spin, because right now DC is so messy that the scoopers are they'll tell you anything you want to hear about DC for some clicks. Like we need to chill out on that, because
I have scoops. I talked to Zack Snyder's cousin brother today.
Yeah, and he was having a bagel. Me and Zack Snyder were just sitting in the bar, just chatting it up with his wife, and Deborah introduced you to another girl at the bar. For me, just people. Why do people believe those stories? People are so gullible. Like people just want to just be told what they want to hear. Just confirmation bias is the worst thing ever. And then that brings us into a circle, and that leads us to your first thing that we talked about is guys like Nerdrotic, right? That's what they thrive on, is that whole thing, right? That's literally what they thrive on, is gullible people who aren't going to look into it and who believe what they say with unconditional bias. It's absolutely insane, right? Like if Nerdrotic said, and the same thing, and like for Doomcock's been saying that Kathleen Kennedy's being fired from Lucasfilm for the last 3 years, and his audience still believes him every time he moves the goalposts. Her contract was just renewed, and they still believe him. Honestly, guys, I hate to say it, but to be a YouTuber, to be a successful YouTuber, you almost have to be a cult leader.
Or you just have to perpetuate hate. A lot of people, there's a thing there's this thing I learned a while ago when I studied some of this stuff, actually, because I want to be in it. What is going to get generally more clicks? If I made a video saying, hey, I hate Zack Snyder, here's why. And then the next one, here's why I love Zack Snyder, here's why. What do you think would get more clicks? Probably the other one that says hate. Because people themselves go, I don't want to perpetuate negativity. Yes, they do. People are literally negative by almost definition, by how they want to see certain things. They just love drama. So the thing that's,
chaos breeds catastrophe.
Why do you think rant movie reviews do better than if I just titled a movie review X basic movie review? Because people just want to see someone going off. Because people are nuts.
And this leads me in to our we'll do this real quick and then we'll end with the Grace Randolph. Because we are speaking about Zack, he did show his first look at Rebel Moon. So this is a first look, guys. I mean, that the Batgirl thing. Remember the Batgirl first look, and she's in like a CW looking costume. This is what a first look looks like.
Yeah.
Like that makes me excited for Rebel Moon. I don't know why, but Zach is brilliant with cameras, and there's no doubt about that. But here are some photos from
That
this is the first that we're seeing of on set of Rebel Moon. So pretty big.
it looks pretty cool. Like,
Let me know in the
what?
comments. Are you guys excited for the goat to be back behind the camera? Because he films all of his own stuff. So
Is he writing, directing, and producing? Is he doing everything?
yeah, no, he's it's an original story by him. I believe he has help.
Mhm.
Isn't it like something like people
look at
compared it like something like Star Wars or something like that? Like
So yeah,
Rebel
okay.
Moon?
So basically, Netflix had said a while back that here's the whole story on how Rebel Moon. So for anyone who doesn't know how Rebel Moon came to pass, it's this. After Warner Brothers did what they did to Zack Snyder, but by the way, he had offered this as so he had pitched this to Disney as a Star Wars movie. So the story goes. At one point, he had like elevator pitched this as a Star Wars story and it didn't work out. But after the shit with Warner Brothers, and then Zach met with Netflix about Army of the Dead, about making Army of the Dead, and they said yes. They're all about it. Clearly, Netflix is smart. They saw what an audience, a built-in audience Zach has, and plus like a Netflix zombie movie. So win-win. They gave him a blank check, and they were like, "Oh, you want to make it a universe? Like, let's do this." Zach brought up Rebel Moon in his idea, and it just so happened that they were looking for something like it. Netflix had been looking for their own IP, Star Wars like IP, to call their own, to bring people in. Like Amazon with Game of Thrones, not Amazon, HBO with Game of Thrones, Amazon now with Lord of the Rings, etc., so on and so forth. Here we are now, Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon was literally by stroke of luck happened. It all happened. So in order to get all of this, the stuff at Warner Brothers had to happen.
Mhm.
Fate does play a part, I suppose. I guess if you believe in that kind of stuff, but I mean, if you're a fan of Zack Snyder, then you should be happy where he's at right now, what he's able to do, what he's doing. He's happy. He's not miserable, right? Warner Brothers didn't treat him well. Why would you want to make like the whole Snyder thing is we want him back at DC because we want his movies. Well, does he want to go back?
That's really selfish.
Yeah.
The
It's
same
just
thing with
like-
the same thing with Ben Affleck. They're like, we want Ben back. He said he's not doing it. Well, no, you're crazy. It's like, what? You're insane.
And Zach has said that he would do another DC movie if.
But that's not his decision. People don't understand. That's
Right.
not his
But
decision.
no, I'm saying, but he said he would do it if the current regime was out.
And if they call him back, like if they
Yes.
get him back,
Yeah.
like this is my perspective. We don't know what's gonna happen. Like it can be restored, and the new guy can call him up. I'm not saying nothing can happen, but I don't mind like Zack Snyder coming back, but like people just like I know some people just like DC just because of Zack Snyder.
For me, I think I don't think he's coming back. That's just me personally. Because I know he said he would if he got the call, but that's the thing is like that's not up to him to make. He's not gonna hire. Like, they would have to hire him for that. He himself can be like, yeah, I want to come back, but that's not entirely up to him.
No,
you
it's
know,
not. Of course it's not.
and that's the thing
It's
is
not. He's
that's how life
too
works.
busy. As of right now, he's too busy. I
And
could
people
see
always
him.
bitch and moan about original IPs. If he's creating original IPs, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, bro. We're about to get a Rebel Moon. We're about to get Star Wars mixed with Lord of the Rings, mixed with like Dune.
That sounds cool, actually. That's pretty. That was awesome.
Like it's going to be crazy, and it's going to be a Zack Snyder movie. Don't forget that.
Insane is audience members bitch and moan about oh my god, these big Hollywood franchises are ruining every idea. Original movies come out, they don't support them at all. Just that is some levels of that's some levels of logic I'm not willing to go into.
And
it's kind of weird because
I hope you guys don't pirate movies.
Wink, wink. I would never do that. Goodbye. Kidding. I literally went last night and saw the Northman. Literally last night, and I went home and passed out.
Like some people don't like change, and when you make change, like when you make change and you want to do something different, then they don't even watch it.
They will. And Cinemark will. So Zach has a deal with Cinemark as of right now.
It would get a release thing like think about this: Everything Everywhere All at Once. You know how they got like a limited release series? Think of it like that.
Army of the Dead did Army of the Dead did it, and it was with Cinemark. I guarantee with Rebel Moon. By the way, I've been saying this for 2 years now, that in the next in the next 3 to 4 years, Netflix will own a theater chain, and they're
given with their stocks kind of plummeting right now.
With their top.
How much did they lose?
Lots.
Yeah, because like I heard they lost some subscriptions also.
And some these people like this is what I'll say. Can we go to the next Grace Randolph thing? Streaming services are not exactly profitable. The reason why Netflix is losing so much is the people have to understand this. The difference with Netflix is Netflix isn't backed by a big company, quote unquote. They're their own company. So HBO Max is an extension of Warner Bros. That's their stuff. Paramount Plus is an extension of Paramount's content.
And also a lot of things are leaving Netflix also.
Yeah, and they have these deals where they lose stuff in a certain period of point in time in like certain territories.
Yeah, didn't they have like The Office? They had Friends, and
you lose that.
And when
Parks and Rec,
and when Friends went to HBO Max, people left.
Netflix is so the Netflix formula was working for so long, but now that all these streaming services exist, they started taking back their content.
And there's a reason why people don't understand this though. How could they be profitable? Think about it like this. Even just I won't reveal like all the stuff I put into this for Netflix. Just in the Variety article, they said they were spending $18 billion on content. Okay, you would have to make literally probably $25 billion to be quote unquote profitable from that. That means on subscriptions alone, they would have to make a shitload of money. Like literally
a lot of money spent.
So that means no way by that number that they've been spending are they profitable. I don't even want to see what their bank numbers look like. They are in the red hard. I don't know how they pay their employees. I don't know how they do all that stuff. Just telling you right now, they are not profitable. They're just throwing money to a black hole. Because they are the top dog in streaming services. But could their number go further up, past $221 million? Or is that the cap, honestly?
I think it could go up. Like because
they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna.
If someone tells you Netflix is profitable, they should take a shoe and you throw it at them because they ain't saying facts.
If it was like 18, you said 18 billion or something like that.
Just this year alone, they're spending $18 billion alone in content.
Okay, so if
this is year 2 of that. They did that.
They're mega in the red. They don't take financial advice from anyone that works at Netflix. So they'll have you actually out on the streets.
Yeah, like. I don't know how much money they how much of a budget they have for like.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you one example. Rebel Moon's budget, not Rebel Moon. Oh my God. Red Notice's budget was what, $280 million, right? Okay, so in subscriptions alone, they would have to make triple that budget back. You would have to be making like $800 million back to essentially be profitable just off that movie alone. There's no way they
do you
pull
think
down.
Sometimes they give too much of a big budget or like do you think
Way too much. They should do the Blumhouse model, or A24's model.
No, they should do the Morbius.
Don't ignore that guy. That guy's crazy. So you should do the Blumhouse A24 model, small budget.
Look at Euphoria.
Or think of the more mainstream thing. Halloween. Think of Halloween. Small budget, reaping all the profits.
Yep.
Halloween Kills, $20 million budget. It took in $131 million. That's also with it being day and day release, but you get the point. Small budget, reaping profits.
I mean, A24 almost never makes much money though in theaters, but because of how they do things, they still always make it back.
And with streaming services, it's not always about views anymore. I mean, it is, but it's about driving subscriptions. And what brings in subscriptions, and then they track the analytics of what they watch, and it's there's so much that goes into it, and that's why shows that you wouldn't expect to get canceled do get canceled, and then shows that you don't expect to go on, they go on. And it's all like Sabrina. I was so surprised that they ended it, because I thought it was great, and I thought that they could have went on and on. The Umbrella Academy is been very slow, and that's a show that's a real big hit for them.
Siri brought it up too. They lost Friend. They lost a lot of stuff that people generally went to them for, and then there's more competition now too.
Dude, Parks and Rec shit, I would let that play all day.
And I don't think
now
this model
goddamn
what was it called? When 5 episodes come out a week or something like that for some streaming services, or 3 episodes?
Weekly. Yeah.
They put everything out at once.
Yeah,
that model doesn't work anymore.
They're more of a binge content producer. They
and then so you binge what you want and then drop the service.
And then or the other aspect, you don't talk about it anymore. Who talks about
that's the problem, because I think it would be good for Netflix if they change it to probably weekly, because you'll have more people to talk about your content. So say for example, what's coming out? I know there's a new show, new season. I seen season 4. I forgot that show. It had like demons and stuff like that, and her name was 11 or something like that.
What? Stranger Things?
Yeah, Stranger Things. Yeah, that. So
demons.
Some of the demons look like demons.
They're not demons, but I get what you're saying.
But it would be good if they did like not drop all of that at once episodes, and you have like 3 episodes. Drop the 3 episodes, and you have they can talk about the 3 episodes that came out. Then they drop one after one weekly, and you'll have more talk about that show. Because if you just drop it all at once, you just watch it and no one talks about it anymore.
Like The Witcher. The Witcher is a huge show for Netflix. Yeah. And it was out, and then within a 24-hour news cycle was done.
Mm-hmm.
No one
talked about it.
And that's a show that people would talk about every week.
They have to adapt the model to what Disney and HBO Max are doing. They have to.
Sadly, and
these shows
why I don't.
This legacy. Who talks
I
about
love
that?
to binge. I love to binge. So the Netflix model, I love it, but it's not working.
But the binge thing does work if it's shows that have already been done with they're like running syndication, like random example, Pretty Little Liars, I guess Vampire Diaries, shows like that they've already done. Yeah. But like new shows, when you're trying to promote new shows, you gotta do it weekly.
What's the most recent one that it wasn't the case with, where it was actually good for Netflix? Was it probably
Ozark?
Squid Game or
Squid Game was really? Who talks about Squid Games? Who talks about it anymore?
People still have for a while. Besides that, though,
and then like Queen's Gambit.
That's another.
That was
one.
a movie, though, right?
It was a mini series.
Oh, it wasn't.
Yeah, but
I had no idea.
Besides like Squid Game, though, what has there been recently that people still talked about for a while after?
Besides, the movies, because they have been bouncing back with some good movies recently. Power of the Dog, The Harder They Fall, Tick Tick Boom was really good for them. They like their movies have been kind of bouncing back.
Even Red Notice was talked about for a little while.
Yeah. like their series just haven't been hitting. Like there was a series I might watch them called Virgin River.
The hell?
It's 4 seasons coming out this year. That's what I figured out.
Is that your show?
Who even talks about Virgin River? I don't know. I just figured out today.
Yeah, no one.
So we have to binge it together, guys. Remember about Virgin River?
Yeah, like apparently Bridgerton is like one of their if not their best show right now. Have been recently, but I've heard no one talk about it. Only found out it exists recently.
Yeah,
Like, probably.
You can't make this shit up.
Thank you, thank you, Doomcock. Because we are at an hour and a half, and it is what time is it? Oh God, it's 11:45. We have a couple more minutes. We're going to transition into a little bit of my thoughts on a certain someone. So I'm going to do a combating hate based on Grace Randolph, but I did just want to go over a couple things with her. So she is what I would call a grifter. She consistently plays both sides of the street, and she's a streamer. She built her name off the back of the Snyder movement, much like a lot of people did, and now she claims that she's an insider. She's got all these sources, etc., so on and so forth. But she's consistently, like, directors are always telling her, like tweeting back at her, like, "What are you talking about? This is not true. Like, stop spreading." But people still are falling for her grift. Now, do you guys know who Grace Randolph is? I'd be surprised if you
Sadly.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Sadly.
I'll just say though,
I'll say this: if you tell a director what's in their movie, having not been there, that takes balls.
Are you talking about the Kathy Yan thing, or James Gunn?
About both. Talk about burning bridges.
Yeah.
When you tell
There
someone,
were 3 directors. 3
yeah, it was
DC
Kathy Yan,
directors.
James Gunn, and I think it was a Marvel director.
You had Kathy Yan, James Gunn, and James Wan.
Yeah. How do you tell them what's on their movie set when they literally tell you it's not there? Your sources,
because she's the second coming of Jesus, you know.
Good
Yeah.
God. So basically, Grace Randolph is essentially what my dad was supposed to be in my life.
You know, people
Pretending
still
to be there.
falling for this even after all the incidents. Really reminds me of like how in sports they're during like trade deadlines, there's fake insiders who do it jokingly, and people still fall for the exact same account even with their history. This is like Grace Randolph.
That's like,
But it was weird.
that's like trusting We Got This Covered. If you trust We Got This Covered, I don't take your opinion seriously.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, don't get me
So
started.
so Grace Randolph, she is literally a grifter. And there's more like her. And there's plenty more like her. That I really hate to name. I'm not going to name names tonight. But you guys know for the most part who I'm talking about. There's one person who claims to be a scooper, but just takes his stories from another guy and calls himself a scooper and says that the haircut's been scheduled to come out for the past like 2 years. And they keep moving the goalposts, and that's what these people do, is they move the goalposts. And that's why I started the combating hate thing, is because of these people, because they need to be called out. Because people on YouTube, they look to us, and I say us in a sense that they look to creators, because the news, you can't put on Channel 5 and find out, what movies are coming out. Like people,
No.
people come to us or come to YouTube and they want to know like a little bit about Moon Knight, right? Because oh shit, there's a Moon Knight series coming out. Let me check up on him or who he is so I can know. And then they look it up on YouTube, and then that's where we pop up, and they expect us to be telling the truth. But consistently, these grifters or scoopers are leading them down these paths and making them believe things, and that's where fake news comes in. People read headlines; they do not read the story, and they just share things, and it's a bad cycle, and Grace is a part of it, and she's always flip flopping. I mean, I know you see it, Nightwing. She and she likes.
But it was weird.
I actually didn't mean to click that. I'm sorry.
No,
You're
fine, dude.
I hit my space bar.
It's just seeing her just bad for certain things, then completely flip flop the next day.
Yeah, this is my reaction to Grace.
Just her changing side to side. It's like there's nothing wrong with changing sides or being in the middle. Because I think with being a content creator, the best thing, if you don't really pick a side, is you're just in the middle. She never really has a middle, though. She just goes for
right.
And honestly, she gets pushback. She goes sometimes she gets a lot of pushback and everything like that, and then she goes back to the side that she was originally was.
Mm-hmm. And when the date like finally comes, I swear to God, these people like her, it's like those people who keep predicting like when the end of the world comes, and then after the date it goes by, they're like, oh, actually this date. Then she's like, oh, well, actually it was gonna be in that, but after I leaked it, they decided to remove it. That's what happened.
Yes. James M says, but what did she do? I have several videos saved in an archive, and listen, before to give you a little of a precursor, people are allowed to change their minds. I understand that. However, there are many videos that when Man of Steel and BVS came out, she said that she didn't like Snyder's visions for the characters. She didn't like his casting choices. She didn't like the tone of the films, etc., so on and so forth. Yet now, she has Zack Snyder on consistently, and Zack's not an idiot. Zack was in marketing. He knows where to go. People always ask, why does he go on her show? Well, it's because of the view count that she gets. She's a blonde, somewhat attractive female in a world of
very
nerds.
Attractive.
in a world of nerds, right?
Here, I'll say this. So it's one comparison I can use and everyone can understand. Why do people call their unpopular opinions hot takes and they swing for another side on social media? Because you gain a lot of followers for that, batting for a side that you probably shouldn't be batting for because most people don't think of
you're away from the pack.
Yeah. So then there's going to be big audience that you can find if you say something that people already think in their brains, but they just aren't afraid to actually say it. So
Grace, by the way, I'm sorry to interject.
It's fine, dude.
Super rude. She has said things like again, I could get examples. I just didn't prepare. When we do the actual combating hate, I'll have like legitimate graphics, etc., so on and so forth. Well, INTS. I think I might. I might not be such a bad looking reviewer as well, but I mean, that's just me. But that was a joke. God, I can't even get no respect, huh? Get no respect. No, what was I saying? Jesus, I forgot. No one knows. No one knows what I was saying.
No.
I was talking to my wife. No, I'm just kidding.
When I do the combating hate, I'll literally have like examples, but Grace will say one thing, right? She'll say, okay, this is happening. This is what I heard from my source, etc., so on and so forth. Then a conflicting report comes out and it gets confirmed as the truth. And then what she'll say, she'll flip-flop and say, well, no, that's actually what I said. I told you. And then she'll rub it in her audience's faces. I've watched her do it. I've called her out on it, and I've been blocked.
What about the Flashpoint thing she brought up with Wonder Woman 1984?
Oh my God! Don't get me started with that.
She had sources. She claimed she had sources within the movie itself. That's I'm just saying that's when you start losing.
I didn't know Wonder Woman can run back in time.
Yeah. Well, and James
They should have done with that movie, but
so James brings up a point, and he's, you know what, I'll tell you this: your numbers are wrong, but there are things that she gets right because she reports them. But they're not her scoops. She's getting them from other places and then using them as her own, and then saying, "I told you so."
Yes, they've
Even
already
though-
been broken
even
over
though they've
extremely
already-
obvious.
Yes. So yeah, you can be right. I could be. I've been right 85% of the time because I don't report fake news,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, she could get something from Variety that just broke with the DC.
and then,
And then she
Think
said,
of it like
"I was
this.
right the whole time."
Think of it like this:
Mhm.
if you are in the right place at the right time, and you can see what another person reports, and you make a video about it, then people are going to assume you broke it at the same
Yeah,
time.
and that's
because
what happened
most people read
recently.
articles. Like, some people don't read articles anymore; they just look at YouTube videos, so they're going to assume you did it.
Yeah.
It's very
Right.
easy
So
to
anyway,
do.
so not
I mean, I don't-
counting those cases for obvious reasons. Yeah, she's like right, like maybe like 10% of the time, and
Right,
that's
and
being
that's-
generous.
And that's honestly, that's why I like more. I'm more into channels like New Rock Stars, who they just throw theories at the wall and they try to connect dots and they have fun with it. Whereas Grace is trying to be. So if you don't, a lot of people don't know her origin story. I can't get into it tonight. I'll tell you. I'll walk you through her origin and where she came from. And then you tell me that she didn't claw her way into where she is. It just something about her isn't right. And I'm not saying that
is there's a simple saying in journalism too: if you throw enough shit at the wall, eventually
something will stick, right?
Yeah, like, of course she's probably gotten some things right. I'm not saying she's never gotten anything right, but that's gonna be a thing.
And then he brings this up. But Ryan.
Wasn't that already reported by himself? Didn't he? He linked it on Twitter himself.
Yeah. Also,
That's what I saw at first.
the BVS theatrical cut. Oh, she liked that when many people did not like the theatrical version. Well, again, she does it. She does both. What she does the popular thing, but then she does the non-popular thing to try to gain fans. So she goes back and forth, flip flopping. But let's not act like she's like credible person anyway, who knows what she's talking about. All right, like she likes all the live action Disney remakes. So let's not.
Yeah. By the way, she actually does know what she's talking about. She is knowledgeable. She knows her source material. Either she's read it, or before she does something, she'll read it. I don't know how, if she's been reading her whole life or in it her whole life, as she claims to be.
How to be a better journalist.
but she is knowledgeable, right? And she has had on Zack several times, and he may have said it to her, like, "Hey, Ryan Reynolds was going to be the thing." But seriously, that was, I don't think it was ever truly happening. I don't think that the original plan was for Hal Jordan to be Ryan Reynolds, because Warner Brothers wanted to distance them from that. There's a reason that we haven't seen Green Lantern since that Ryan Reynolds movie. I do not think Zack wanted to do Jon Stewart, hence Wayne T. Carr. Hal Jordan wasn't going to appear until after that. And to say that he had that casting already lined up and wrapped up, maybe it was an idea that he had, and that's where the story came from. But I don't think that it was ever solidified, that like it was contract written and all but needed to be signed. That whole Ryan Reynolds thing is just, I don't know, to me a joke. So
to me,
even Ryan joked about it.
See, this is the thing. To me personally, I think a lot of people have to understand how information works. just because you saw it from a person, that doesn't mean or somewhere else on the internet that also wasn't broken. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but let's say I'm with a certain person and around a certain group and we watch like the same people. Of course, if we watch that same person, we're all going to think that person broke it first based off of who you're around and who you subscribe to. Pure factor in the world is very big. So you might have saw her do this, but then another person somewhere else could have did the exact same thing, but you're not around that circle of where that is. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. The world is such a big place. That's the great thing about the world. It's such a big place. But you have to think about these things too. Like, let's say I broke a story right now for you guys. I guarantee you somewhere else, someone else might have broke that story. We're just not around that person to see that. You know, like Andy Signor, the most worthless piece of shit you'll ever meet on this planet. Actually, a moron. Thought he broke the story with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire being in No Way Home. He's actually that.
Yeah, they actually thought that. It's like, no,
that's
many already did it.
Oh, dude, I love.
Oh, they're all the same.
I love Andy Signor. He's my favorite YouTuber.
Yeah, I'm glad you threw in style there. It's time for some people to call out some of his bullshit. He just puts on a fake gimmick.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mad Max movies to an extent. I don't hate Mad Max movies, but he needs to stop with his bullshit sometimes, and then he would be a cool guy.
Listen,
I've had Scylla on. I have no issues with him. That's all I'm saying.
Who?
I have no issues with Syl, but
I've had Syl on multiple times, but
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
but if you say something that's wrong, then I will obviously.
Like nothing wrong with his Syl personally. He's a cool guy, I'm sure, but just saying the stuff he said, like he needs to work better on it.
Yeah. And Mikey, I do like Mikey. I have a good relationship with Mikey Sutton. I like him. I don't always read his scoops. I see them. He's been right. I know he's been right about some things. I just don't. He's not the scoop game. I work with GWW obviously. So like if I report a scoop, it would be from Casey, and that's only because I partner with them on things. So, I mean, I don't do scoops typically. I'm not that guy. I'm not. I like to interview. I like to interview actors.
Are you guys something of a journalist company, actually?
So
or like an entertainment website, quote unquote.
GWW is more of a review. Entertainment, yes.
Okay.
We even do tech stuff. But there's and there is scoops, but like that's not the main part.
Okay. No, I was just asking to see if
I love for
someone.
Honestly,
well, I was just gonna ask,
good.
Do they want to have anyone else? I have been trying to look for certain websites to try and go under. Honestly.
Yeah, we could. I could. I'll put you in touch.
Okay.
And then the GWW's how I get my screeners and stuff. Like that's how I get to watch stuff early and review it. Is through them.
So all the scoops are going to be in Multiverse of Madness. So that's how Halle Berry Storm is going to be in that movie.
Amazing Spider-Man 2's Rhino is going to be in it.
Well, I'm actually like super surprised that more scoops for Multiverse of Madness weren't out there. Because
same.
because any of these guys could have just threw anything at the wall and people would have believed it because we're off the heels of Spider-Man and what they just did. Mm-hmm. Like you could literally tell me that like Chris Farley is going to be in the movie and I'd be like, yeah, probably.
So tell me why you know that Michael Fassbender is in Multiverse of Madness.
How do I know?
Yeah. You told me off screen. I know that.
I never said that.
Just aside with Chris Farley, I'm waiting for the day where an actor actually does fake his death and then come out like 5 years later in a film. That would be legendary. I hope they do that someday.
Right. I do think that actually, it's funny that you say that because I do think Fassbender might show up.
Someone had a theory.
No, I really do.
Wanda put them into an animated. Someone had a theory that they put them in, that Wanda put the X-Men into an animated universe, and that's where they've been. So that's what we're That's. I mean, she can.
Yo, X-Men 97 on the slate.
What if she put them in there? I'm just saying. Just saying. She can warp reality. Anything's possible.
Guess what? Grace Randolph's running that story tomorrow.
Holy crap.
Breaking news. WandaVision. WandaVision. Wanda puts X-Men in X-Men 97 universe. That's why they are doing that show. Confirmed. Also, Mephisto is in it. No, guys, we are going to wrap up tomorrow. So I am going to be on what show?
My show tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST is when we start. Generally, if I wake up late from a nap, it's no more than like 7:15. Honestly, usually it's 7 o'clock p.m. PST. We run for a couple hours and have some fun. You know,
yeah, of course.
It's not an open panel, so I definitely bring people in. That way, it feels more like not a jungle.
Make sure you don't burn any bridges. Like the quarter, and what a bridge to burn.
Oh God!
I don't want to ruin my relationship with Doomcock. So as long as that's okay.
Oh, we don't talk about other YouTubers generally anyway. That's not really what we do. We just talk about the news and have a good time talking about whatever, honestly.
Yeah,
so if you guys
really? Oh, really? Oh, really?
You fucking moron!
Oh, I want you to send me that. Send me the Grace Randolph clip and the John Campion one you have. I've been looking for that one you have. I couldn't find it. I have the one.
Where's the clip where she mentions like the birds of prey shit or the tweet?
This is actual comedy
with the I make them. I love making. I only do a couple. Like I had the Here We Go Joker one for a while. I don't like. There's other shows use drops way too hard. The drops, to an extent, need to be controlled. Because if you overdrop, the show is like disrailed. Like there are people that drop like while someone's talking. And if I do that, look, call me out on it because I do not mean to. So I'm careful with them, but I don't know if you guys use them. Yeah, I'll definitely send what I got over. I have like files of them.
I can't link because I'm not a mod, but Tyler can link my channel. There you go. I'll put in the private chat so you can put it in the live chat. If anybody wants to go and subscribe, thank you very much. And definitely not Sean or Cole or Arkham because I hate these two. I despise these guys. We have so much drama behind the scenes.
Well, before we went away, before I did like my sabbatical, we were averaging like 30, 35 people live, and because I
gotta build up a little bit.
No, exactly.
I'll be here for you. I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, exactly. I need help because like this is obviously my story. But I took a sabbatical. I stopped being consistent because my whole team basically quit in one day. So I kind of got a little depressed about it. But I'm back and I'm going to be more consistent. So
yeah, man, whatever you need help with, just let me know. I'm a person. I do content literally stream 6 days
I like
a week.
and that's what I, I mean? Like, keeping, I say like, bring, the memberships and super chats and stuff like that. Cause like the audience need like for real, like that's how YouTubers keep going. It's not like the ad revenue and shit until your videos are hitting like that 100K, ad revenue is nothing. It doesn't help.
Yeah. YouTube paychecks are half of what I make in general. Like they just go to bills. I got my YouTube check. It just went to bills.
Yeah. My YouTube check goes to my house. It literally right into the house.
Yeah. So yeah, man, like, me, I always just need people who are super consistent and that love what we're doing. And it just makes it so like genuine because
that was my goal. So my goal was to build not a network.
You want to build a cult. Yes.
Yeah. Not a network, but a coalition, right? A coalition of YouTubers who like come together when they need to and do the right thing and then stand up to those guys like fucking Nerdrotic, like because they all stick together. So like, all right, well, shit, we need ours too. Like we need to be able to combat.
Well, that's like the Justice League of incels right there.
Right,
Good Lord.
and the start of it was my combating hate. That, you know what I mean? Because I want a coalition of us to combat their hate, because I think that they're just all hateful people who spread hate.
Hey
content.
man, I heard he cooks up some good shit down the street though. Nerdrotic.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
Fuck.
that makes sense. No, but you know, the goal is never to talk bad about anyone. You know, the goal is never to make fun of anyone's like features or anything about that. It's about calling out the narratives and like the lies. It's never personal or like about their traits or color, or that's the thing. Like I'm the furthest thing, right? I get it. I was born a white male, right?
Same here.
Yeah, and I'm definitely right. I get it. Like I can't help it. I've never seen people for color. I was not raised like that. Dude, my team was made up of my first team. It was me, my boy who was African American. Then we brought in Jack, who was Pakistani. Then we brought in Austin, who was Hispanic, and then Caden, who's he's a mix. He's half black and half white. So like, you know what I mean? I've never once seen color or gender or anything like that. And just to think like these guys like Nerdrotic and them who constantly, God, make me sick. They really do.
You know, man, for me, I just need consistent people that watch movies and TV shows and anime of some sort, and we just come in here and review, talk about it, and we just get things done. I'm not really about like drama and shit like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Only if somebody like
needs it
or calls out somebody we know for bullshit reasons that we have proof of, then
Right.
Otherwise though, we basically just make jokes about like some of them that are like their careers are basically tarnished and dead after everything they did, like Jody's Corner, Andy Signal. And we don't like insult them or call them out. We just make like just 5-second jokes for just to make the stream funny. That's all we do when it comes to that.
Yeah.
That's what we
with
do.
me, like on some of my shows, we'll like banter. I'll say, man, this guy is as ugly as Andy Signor, but that's just banter in the moment. It. Yeah, that's literally it. It's like we're not gonna dwell on it and go, Andy's a piece of shit.
And we only do it with the ones that are basically dead already. So I mean, not much like drama that can come from it, or the big ones that won't see it anyway.
It'd be great to just have you on the show tomorrow if you can make it. That'd be great.
I will be able to because I'm off Sundays, so and that's the only reason I'm wrapping up. Right, I could have talked for another 2 hours because but I work in the morning and I don't know if you guys can see the puppy. Can you see the puppy?
Hi, dog.
I'll pull you off the camera.
Oh.
That thing is.
Oh damn!
You're not gonna be able to see him too.
Is that a Chihuahua or?
No.
Oh, never mind. It's bigger. Sorry, I couldn't see because it was like camouflage. I only saw like the brown part of
Sean
it.
is blonde. Sean is confirmed.
He's a lab and a beagle.
Yeah, I see that.
So.
It is black for like camouflage with the chair, so I thought it was smaller.
I also because we do night when we do night streams, I have like a lighting grid in here. Like I have like LEDs all over this bitch. And I can make it really bright in here, but when I do the night shows, I keep it dimmer. Because my eyes, man, it's looking at computers and stuff all day is not good for you.
Oh, I like what you did earlier, turning on subscriber chat, so it sees like who is actually subscribed and who genuinely wants to be a part of it.
So yeah, okay. So we're gonna end with thank you. By the way, thank you for reining me in. So for the next week or two, I'm gonna try this out where I do subscriber only chats. You have to be subscribed for at least 5 minutes to be able to chat. And then when I get to the member number that I want, we'll also start doing member only streams on Patreon and wherever. But I really do need some support, and I could definitely use it. and I love everybody, love the audience. And I know I wasn't there for you guys. So a lot of you, moved on or we're watching other people, but I'm definitely gonna be more consistent. The passion has been back for a while, for the past week, and it's only gonna stay. So I'm excited. And then I met these guys, so it's only good things from here. Where can everybody find my buddy over here, Nightwing?
Follow me. Subscribe, Master Swacking Entertainment Twitter handle right here. We are live, 6 days a week. I make content and put it out 7 days a week, and I also work 5 days a week. So I'm very busy. I actually have 2 channels where I stream once a week on that as well. We're if you're into conspiracy theories or
what?
Yeah, we have our conspiracy theory podcast, the Illuminati podcast.
Yeah, all right, you sign me up right there.
yeah, just contact film elitist.
As like a reoccurring guest.
We
guy on Twitter. His handle is elitist film. Contact him in DMs.
Okay, let's. All right, yeah. So let's. All right, everyone run around then, because I want to end it and I want to get some more information on that.
So quickly, Illuminati podcast, Yu-Gi-Oh podcast Monday. My main show, Nightwing podcast, is Tuesday, and then after that, you have the MSK show on Saturday and my various streams. But if you guys want to come and check us out, we've been growing a lot recently, and I love having new people on. I love having new people on because you new perspectives, new things I didn't know about. Except Arkham. No Batman chills. So.
Oh shit, we didn't even get to the box office report. We'll do that tomorrow then.
Sonic 2 made a buttload of money. That's the report.
Yeah, it's racing. It's racing.
It's getting there.
All right, Cole, where can they find you if they want to continue the conversation?
They can. I don't have a channel. Well, I do have a channel of my own, but I don't do anything on it yet. Might change soon. I don't know. But you'll just see me on pretty much anyone else's streams. I'm on a lot of them in this community, MSK, Philosophical Pickle, Big Afford Entertainment, Film Elitist, all that stuff.
Heard. All right. And then Arkham Gaming?
You could find me at Arkham Gaming at YouTube. Right now I'm in college, so I'm not really doing anything on YouTube. So but you also could find me on Twitter at Arkham Gaming. It's just Arkham Gaming.
Yeah. All right. Awesome, guys. And thank you for joining the show. I just removed myself like an idiot. God damn. By the way, my camera unplugged while I did that little dog thing. So I'm not plugging it back in. So you can just look at my fake picture for now. Thank you everyone for showing up. I love you. And one more time with the fan cast for Hal Jordan, Alan Richson. I know I picked the shirtless pick. You loved it. You know it. Thank you for showing up. Like, share, subscribe. Guys, we do it for you. We do it for the motherfucking culture.